We reflect on the history of praise dance as well as some of the dance pioneers who broke racial barriers while living a legacy of contributions and a permanent mark on the world of dance. The history of praise dance was formed in African American churches and communities. As praise dance emerged in the early 20th century as a form of worship expression within the African American church, it began as a way to honor God, celebrate spirituality, and convey biblical messages through movement. Cultural traditions such as gospel music contributed to the development of praise and liturgical dance. Both forms of celebration have become important parts of worship in the African American church. The roots stem all the way back from biblical times. In Jewish tradition, dance functioned as a medium of prayer and praise, as an expression of joy and reverence, and as a mediator between God and humanity. Praise dancing in modern day times can include jazz, modern, African, and even hip hop dance set to gospel music. The purpose of praise and liturgical dance is to use movement and music to bring themselves and others closer to God. Express the word and spirit of God. In doing so, they reach back to the biblical days when David danced before the Lord in 2 Samuel chapter 6, verse 14, and Miriam danced at the Red Sea in Exodus chapter 15, verse 20. A popularity increased, more praise dance teams became church ministry, and were found more and more in Black church services and now in the larger dance community. Liturgical and praise dance now have their own class competitions and concerts, building a new bridge in the dance community. The history of dance reverberates with each movement as it is a wordless expression of emotion, where an entire story can be exhibited in a single step. Whether tap, ballet, or praise dance, each type is an expression of movement. Our champions of change, Arthur Mitchell, Josephine Baker, Friard and Harold Nicholas, and Alvin Ailey, embody the spirit of dance that resonates throughout the world of Black art. Arthur Mitchell is the first principal dancer of the New York City Ballet. The assassination of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. was Mitchell's inspiration to provide an opportunity for the children of Harlem to study dance. In doing so, lives were transformed, and the Dance Theater of Harlem became a reality. Josephine Baker, famous for her modernized movement and dance, Baker performed and choreographed for 50 years in Europe. Although racism in the United States often restricted her from gaining the same reputation at home as she did abroad, Baker fought segregation through organizations like the NAACP. The organization named May 20 Josephine Baker Day in honor of her efforts. Friard and Harold Nicholas, tap dancers, better known as the Nicholas brothers. Friard and Harold Nicholas both had unique careers as tap and flash dancers. They got their first big gig at the Cotton Club in 1932, with Friard at 18 and Harold at just 11 years old. Following appearances with big bands, they became highly successful in Hollywood. The brothers have received Kennedy Center honors and have had the documentary The Nicholas Brothers, We Dance and Sing, made in their honor. Alvin Ailey is the pioneering choreographer who 65 years ago founded Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. It started with a small performance in Manhattan, where he had gathered fellow Broadway dancers. The world renowned Ailey Company is now celebrating its 65th anniversary and is embarking on a national tour, stopping at more than 20 cities with new and classic pizzas to honor its founder. Ailey is an activist and visionary who used dance to highlight the Black experience. His impact has resonated far beyond choreography and dance. Ailey's most popular piece, Revelations, is being featured during the 65th anniversary tour. It explores the places of deepest grief and holiest joy in the soul. In conclusion, the dance choreographer Martha Graham of Martha Graham Dance Company says, wherever a dancer stands ready, the spot is holy ground.